pots oatmeal, go and grease the pit. Catch him, beat him with my stick. Yeah, round and round the farmyard I will go, catch the wind, chase the shadow.
Because today I believe that we say, this ends today. This madness, this deception, this hysteria, it ends today.
Yes.
Today is about creative collaboration because things have reached a stage now whereby people have very profound needs. People have needs for security, they have needs to know where they are, where they're going, and what all this means. So there's going to be a psychological fallout, and the psychological fallout will be through the fear of understanding that all of this has been a manipulation. And the terror as a result of that is really profound.
Teetering on the brink because they're snapping point because they're realising so many things finally that is coming to the surface. What was in their subconscious is coming to the surface. Things that just don't add up, things that are contradictory, or things that are, and all those things have been in their subconscious and now they're coming to the surface, so they get to the snapping point where they just think, but bugger this, especially like for example with the G7, people have seen the way that the elites, I mean not all elites are bad, I'm not saying that everybody who's elite is bad, but the way that the elites behaved with total freedom, with no restriction in Cornwall, and a lot of people have suddenly just had an awakening. Well, these rules and restrictions, obviously these people that are making these rules and restrictions, don't believe in them themselves. They don't believe in it. So is it even real anymore?
Indeed. Yeah.
I always thought we'd change actually.
And
possibly. What do you think about that?
well, I think that yes, that it is obvious that that's what people who are perpetrators do. Perpetrators groom their audience. They groom their audience. They work within a mass understanding that they conjure up out of nowhere, and that's what manipulators and groomers do when they have their own agenda of manipulating other people. So they have a good trick of remaining invisible. They kind of remain invisible because they know that the people want to believe that they're safe, and that's a very deep belief. The people want to trust, and so they do.
So you're saying that people want to be enjoying life. It's very deep within us.
Yeah, it's very deep within us to want to trust.
That we're enjoying life.
And to want to enjoy life, and to want to have hope, and to want to feel secure, and to perceive strength in others. That's very human, especially when we do it together. We do it all together in relationship. We look across shoulder to shoulder all the time, looking for reassurance. Am I doing the right thing? You're doing that? Okay, if you're doing that, I'll do the same. That's what we do as humans. Yeah, they have.
People have been hypnotised by authority because people naturally, in a time of crisis, emergency, they want to trust the experts or the people on television or the government.
They do want to trust
and I could have been one of those people.
Absolutely, you could have been one of these people.
Very close to it, and I understand. And if I'd have gone down the other route, obviously I've been on this route from the beginning, but if I'd have gone down that other route, in the beginning it might have been very hard for me to admit that I need to change. Or come on to another route.
Those are the people that I want. The ones for whom it is very hard to admit that they need to change. I want to send my heart vibes, I want to send my mind, I want to send anything I can to reach these people who it's hardest of all to admit that they need to open up to the cognitive dissonance that's true.
So these people are in a state where they're starting to realise that they've been really deceived, and they didn't look at themselves as people who were easily deceived, and they're trying to reconcile that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They're looking across horizontally to one another for reassurance and underpinning, so that they can continue as they were.
But when they see us, wait a minute, so they can continue, and denying that they've been deceived.
And denying that they've been deceived, because to get back to the fundamental point, which is where compassion is so needed, where empathy is so needed, the reality is fundamentally so horrifying, and that's where I want to put myself in that position to hold that horror, to hold that.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
And to make it okay. It is okay that you're horrified. That means that you feel.
But it's empowering.
That means that you're.
But being horrified can be empowering because you know what's happening, and now you can respond coherently and put the light into that and let people know. And you might have different approaches with different people, but you've got that awareness and you've got that optimism because you can see it for what it is and beyond it. So then there's a responsibility, isn't there?
There is a responsibility.
To help other people to see the light.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that you and we all feel this responsibility to help others to understand that
This is Gloucester Road.
what you've been sold is caring. What you've been sold is love. What you've been sold is caring for one another. What you've been sold is aligning to oppose the damage of a virus, okay? And what is actually true is something else.
Yeah.
And so it's about shifting into the same that you're so good at, which is aligning for the good, aligning for health, aligning for what will save our children from chemicals and mRNA that we don't even understand what will do to their bodies. It's time to stop this because it's just time.
Our shouts don't let us get away. She bites him out now, is all out of shape. Kick escapes down the back lane.